friends, we are getting around to sharing all things meat chickens. So we did our first round of meat chickens, and we just wanted to share with you guys kind of our full experience, like what we thought about the whole experience, what our kids thought. I think that's one of the main questions we got, and if we would do it again. So in this video, I'm actually going to go over just our overall opinions, thoughts, overall experience, and then in the next video I'm going to go through a step-by-step of kind of everything that we did. So if you're considering meat chickens and raising them and having your supply in your freezer, you can check out that video too. So for this video, like I said, I just want to tell you our overall experience. So I will say from the very beginning, to start to finish, we had a great experience. Like, I think it couldn't have gone pretty much more textbook experience. And yes, we would absolutely do it again. And I would say our kids, you guys asked a lot about like, how did the kids handle it? So our kids currently are 1 and 3. So our 3-year-old, she would be the one that we talked to a lot about getting chickens and that we were going to raise the chickens. We were talking about how this process was going to go before we even got the chickens. So she knew going into this that we were going to get chickens, we were going to be babies, we were going to raise them until they're big, and then we're going to process them, and then we're going to put them in our freezer. And no, she didn't know all the nitty-gritty details, but she knew that they were going to go to heaven, and then they were going to be in our freezer, and then they would feed us. And so just to give you an example of how she felt about this experience, so when we got the chicks, it was so cute. We got to hold them for like the first week or two, and then after that, she basically was just helping us take care of them, feeding them, watering them, and just part of our everyday experience. And one day, losing the birds is part of the process that it will happen. And that's just because the meat chickens, Cornish cross is the birds that we used. They will grow and they will die in 8 weeks. So she kind of knew that. I'm telling them about our meat chickens. Did we have chickens?
Yeah.
Where are they now?
In our freezer.
In our freezer. Where do we go? Do we eat them? They go in our belly.
Yeah.
So we can have lots of chicken in our freezer.
Yeah.
Yes, it's perfect. So we loved it, right? It was a great experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we're going to do it again next summer, right?
Yeah.
Yep, and we're going to have more chicken so we can feed our family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, go back downstairs with Daddy. I'll be down in a minute,
I'm
okay?
making holes.
Okay. So the kids loved it. And one of the days we had one of the chickens, it was on its way out. We were on the way out, sorry, FYI for all the noise. Perfect for us talking about kids, right? But we were losing one of the birds and Nick had to take care of the bird at the end of it. And Reese was like, it's okay, Mom, if that one dies. He's just gonna go to heaven. We have plenty more that can feed us. So again, just from the beginning, they knew this experience was going to be, we get the birds, we raise them, we put them in our freezer, and she did great with it. So I think explaining to kids and helping them understand what this process is and where our food comes from is very powerful, not just for this experience, but in general. Like, where does milk come from? It comes from cows. Where does the chicken come from? Where does the meat come from? And so our kids did great with that as well. And also, like I said, why did we do this experience was for that. Like, we wanted our kids to know we wanted our kids to know where our food comes from, and we wanted to have I don't say safe place, but a sustainable source of where we could get our food from. And it's the healthiest form of food that we could have, right? When you buy stuff from the store, you're getting all the hormones, antibiotics, all of that stuff. They're raised in a factory. The way that chickens are raised in commercial settings is not kind. And so the way that we would do them is so much more kind. We're taking care of them. They're getting grass. We move them daily, so they're getting fresh grass and fresh things to gnaw on out there. So I just think it's the most humane way to raise animals, as well as to do it yourself. It's just obviously a little bit more labor intensive, but overall, we wanted to have a place to raise and take care of our own food. We wanted to show our kids to know where food comes from, where our food comes from. We wanted to stock our own freezer, so we are, stocking our freezer full of good food. So we have that buildup of stuff. It does. We didn't cost-effective wise. I think that was another big question we got. I'm not really sure that I would say that it saved us a bunch of money. You definitely can't compare it because this is like a grass-fed chicken. So if you're looking at grass-fed, I would say probably, or pasture-raised, I think you would probably say that we saved money, but you can't compare that to the commercial hormone antibiotic-filled meat that you get from the store. Of course, that's going to be cheaper because they can do it in a mass setting. You're funny. But either way, we didn't do it really for the price point. I would say it's very comparable. We didn't really spend a lot of money. And the only big expenses that we had was to buy some of the process day equipment. So I'll talk about that more in the next video. But overall, we loved it. We're going to do it again next summer. We think that we did 50 birds the first time, and I think that was definitely a perfect amount that we did. We had 44 that made it to process day, so we lost, I think it's like 12%. An average loss is like 5 to 10% is what you can expect of loss along the way. And we learned a few things of how we can improve that for next year even. So chickens are good. Are they yummy? Are they yummy? Yeah. Are they the best chicken you've ever had?
Yeah.
Yeah. You love them so much. So we're excited to do it again. And like I said, I'll share all the things that we learned in the next video.